Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Gratitude and Gains, where we're going to get our bodies moving, get our blood pumping, and we're going to set our goals in gratitude for the day to keep moving higher throughout the week. Super excited you're here with me today. Go ahead and check in with me in the chat. Rep your city, rep your hood. Let me know where you're tuning in from as you come into the room. And I'd love to give you a quick shout out. Also, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That always helps when you get notifications when I go live. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive on in. Super excited this morning. Super grateful this morning. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, but you know what? I'm coming through it on the other side. So I'm grateful for that, grateful for my health. There's been some kind of weird bug going around. You know what I'm talking about? Some weird kind of funk is going around. And I always seem to get through that stuff real quickly if I ever do get the bug. I'm grateful for my health. I'm able to recover and get through things fast. So super grateful for that. I'm grateful for another day, even though I got a lot on my plate, a lot of studying. I'm taking my Series 65 exam for the third time. Third time's the charm, y'all. Third time is the charm. I'll be taking that on the 17th. And so I'm like super cramming right now, just trying to make sure, because last time I missed it by one question. Oh my goodness, one question. Oh, it drives me nuts, but that's okay. That's my life. Nothing is easy for me in life. I just got to push through. You know, consistency is what always gets me through. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity to continue that fight to win that exam and to pass it and get my license there. So excited about that. Grateful for another day to get it right. Another day to get it right. Another chance to grow instead of retreat. I'm grateful for awareness. Okay, even when it exposes things that I gotta face right now, I've been in a place where I need some reconciliation, and I'm having to face that, but I'm grateful for it. You know, I'm grateful for all the things that are still in motion right now. The summit is being built. The studying continues. The pressure is real, but it's cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Lets me know I'm alive. So I'm grateful for it. Would love to hear what you're grateful for down there in the chat as you come into the room. What are you grateful for on this day? You know, it's January 8th. Okay. And as my friend Glenn Lundy always says, today is the first and the last time it will ever be January 8th. So what are you grateful for today? You know, tell me down there in the chat. But my message today, as we get into it, my message today, I was reading Acts 12 and 13. And so here's kind of what happens in the story. So you got in Acts 12, Peter is arrested and he's chained up in prison. And things kind of look not so good. But the church starts praying for him, and an angel leads Peter out. And even while the guards were asleep, he lead him out. And Peter doesn't escape by force or by panic. So he's not like forcing his way out. He was just kind of like led out. And he follows one instruction at a time until he's free. And then in Acts 13, things kind of shift a little bit, okay? Leaders in the church are worshiping and fasting when the Holy Spirit gives them some direction. You had Paul and Barnabas are set apart and set out, and this kind of marks a transition from preparation to purpose. And so what really stood out to me was the contrast, right, from Acts 12 and Acts 13, the contrast. One chapter was about being rescued, And the next is about being released into calling, into purpose, right? Both required obedience, both required humility, but neither of them happened without surrender. So that's what really stood out to me in Acts 12 and 13. I encourage you to check it out for yourself. As you read, always try to get your own understanding of like, what is God trying to tell you about it, And so where I'm at today, I'm in a position where, again, I'm studying, I'm building. I've got a lot of things going on in my business, in my personal life. Oh my gosh, got stuff in my personal life. Still finalizing all the details that matter in my business. There's always more to do. Okay, always. Like any business owner can relate. Like the job is never done. Like you're never done. There's always more to do. More pressure, more urgency. But today, something else matters too. I have some things going on in my personal relationship that I need to do some reconciliation with. Sometimes in your personal life, you get into arguments with people. You might get into little disagreements and things like that. And I had one recently with my girlfriend, Elena. And so we've kind of been going through a little bit of those challenges, right? Which every new relationship goes through. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but it just requires some reconciliation. And so that's what I'm focused on because it's important. So the thing about that is when stress builds and timelines tighten, right? When you have a lot on your shoulders like I do, it's easy. It's real easy to let frustration kind of leak into your relationships. And that doesn't ever end well when you let that happen. And avoidance doesn't fix it. Powering through doesn't fix it. Facing it does. So just like Peter had to step out of the prison cell, instead of staying chained to fear, I need to step towards reconciliation instead of letting distance grow. I can't let that happen. So I got to go ahead and do what I got to do. Momentum is important, but so is alignment, right? Alignment is just as important. So the lesson really here for you guys this morning, I try to keep it as simple as possible, but deliverance isn't just about escaping pressure, okay? It's not just about that. Sometimes it's about restoring connection, right? And right now, that's the work I need to be doing. So you can be doing the right work and still need to course correct how you're showing up. Sometimes you gotta, look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, how can I show up better? That's one thing that I'm really good at is looking at myself in the mirror, okay? Because I like to take accountability. There was a point in my life where I was a straight victim. Like I had that victim mentality all over me. But it wasn't until I started taking accountability for my actions that really things changed in my life. So I'm real good at looking in the mirror and saying, hey, what do I need to do to get better? How can I improve? It's not always about being right. So often in relationships, you're like, oh, who's right? Who's wrong? No, it's what can you do? They may be wrong. Like it could be in a position where you're in an argument and the other person's wrong. They're dead wrong. Okay. But still, what could you do better? How could you improve? Because you can't control them. All you can do is control yourself. You know what I mean? And pointing out that they're wrong doesn't really, doesn't solve the problem. Like let them self-realize that they're wrong sometimes. I think that's important. You don't have to point it out. They know. People that are wrong know they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're wrong. Like they'll self-realize it. And if you humble yourself and just kind of like work on you, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I was so wrong. I can't believe I did that. And they're going to work on themselves. So anyway, you can't fight fire with fire like that. I don't think it works. Anyways, it's just something I'm learning. But today, I think you should ask yourself, where are you pushing forward in your life while maybe avoiding something important, right? You're kind of just pushing over here, but avoiding some important things over here on this side. And then ask yourself, what would happen if you addressed it directly instead of just kind of letting it linger, right? What would happen? Let me give some shout outs here. We got more to like, I can't say it, more Tillich in the house. Just dropped you like a hope. Oh man, appreciate you. Hope you're having a great day. And I see that comment. It's pretty crazy, but I love you anyway. Thanks for stepping by. For real, if I can help you in any kind of way, I would love to. I mean, seriously, if I can help you in any kind of way. Sometimes the YouTube comments, y'all, they be crazy, but that's okay. I love y'all anyway. Thanks for stopping by, for real. I appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm gonna land this plane. I got a lot to do today. In closing, okay, there's always gonna be more to build, more to study, more to finish, more to do, right? The work will always be there, but the people walking alongside you, they matter too, right? You got to make sure to take care of people. Acts 12 reminds us that freedom comes from one obedient step at a time. And Acts 13 is that purpose follows alignment, not exhaustion. So make sure you finish the work, do the hard conversations with the people that matter, right? Protect what matters. And you don't have to choose between progress and relationships, right? You just got to lead with intention. So guys, I hope you have an amazing freaking rock star kind of a day. I see Alberto in the house, my man in the whole 50 grand, social, appreciate you. My battery is literally about to die on this laptop I got here in my studio. Appreciate y'all. Have an amazing, blessed day. Let's rock, let's roll, let's go. See you on the next show.